fatherless, when you become a blessing to the poor, when you become a blessing to those who are in need, there's a blessing that comes your way. There's a blessing that comes your way. You'll walk in blessings. You'll walk in abundance. You'll walk in honor because you're a blessing to the poor. You're a blessing to those that cry for help.
Thank you so much. There's this scripture that I came across. I think different translations put it differently. In Job chapter 6, verse 14, it says that he who withholds kindness from a friend forsakes the fear of the Almighty. We know that kindness is one of the fruit of the Spirit. So if we do not show kindness to others, if we do not become a blessing to others, it even shows that we've forsaken the fear of the Almighty, according to that Bible version that I've read in Job chapter 6, verse 14. So actively seeking an opportunity to be a blessing unto others is really one of the sure ways of making financial progress. So the fourth area that we're going to look into is now in terms of how we handle our finances. I know in this audience we have people who are still children, people who are in school, maybe in colleges or campuses. We have people who are working. But I think this point is relevant no matter where you are, whether you are still just, you're just still a child relying on your parents, or whether you're still in campus relying on maybe support from the government or even from your parents, or even if you're working. So how you handle your finances can determine whether you will make financial progress or not. So one of the cultures or one of the financial management habits that we should have is a saving culture. I don't know if I'm just different, perhaps even looking at my siblings. Whenever I used to be in primary school, high school, campus, whichever money I would be given, however little it was, I would always set aside, after I mentioned, of course, the idea of setting aside my tithes out of what I was given, and even setting aside offerings. One of the things that I found myself doing consistently, right from my primary school days, is I would always save something. No, whether it's 20 bob I've been given, whether it's 10 bob I've been given, I could always save up something. Nobody taught me that. I don't know how I was doing it. Contrary to my siblings, I could always see them eat everything. But for me, I could always save something small so that when I return home, say from high school, I could be able to buy myself something, maybe a cloth or shoes or something. And that's something that even right now in my stage of life that I'm now having some source of income, is something that I still continue to do. And we don't just save just to be saving. We save with a goal or with an aim in purpose. We save to gain capital so that you can maybe invest it into something or purchase an asset that will add value to you. But one of the surest ways of making financial progress is to develop a culture of saving. It can depend on your needs, but it's normally said that you should make an attempt to save at least 20% of your income. Or, if you're like me, you would want to save an equal amount or even greater than the amount you pay to the government in terms of taxes. In terms of what is deducted from your income, that is pay as you earn. All the resources we receive, your income, it comes, it goes to pay your bills, it pays rent, it pays transport, it buys food, it does everything. You may have heard it said somewhere that normally one of the good financial habits or principles is to pay yourself first. And paying yourself first is what you set aside as a saving, for example. You don't just receive your income and it goes to paying bills without considering your own, without considering yourself first. So one of the things that we need to do is to develop a saving habit. And we save, number one, so that we can gain capital. Maybe you want to start a business. Maybe you want to purchase an asset like land, for example. Maybe. But you don't just save to be saving. You save with a goal in mind. After I save this amount or this X amount of money, this is what I want to do with it. For example, that if, for example, you want to go into business, starting this business will, for example, take 50,000, 100,000, whichever the amount may be. So you save towards that. So that your income that your savings will cumulatively be some sort of capital for what you want to what you want to invest in. But if you receive your income and you spend all of it in paying bills without having any kind of saving, that is an unwise way of handling finances. And as I've given an example, you can save from wherever you are, even if you're still receiving pocket money from somewhere. And it does not matter the amount of income you're earning, by the way. Because I've given an example. I think my first phone, I bought it as a result of saving my pocket money. My first phone that I bought when I was in high school, I bought it as a result of, and my pocket money never used to be so much, 500, 700, 1,000 sometimes, you see. But as a result of cumulatively saving, having that culture or that discipline of saving, I was able to, for example, buy some things for myself. So one of the surest ways of making financial progress, depending on your needs, if you are employed, at least save 20%. Save 20% of your income as you aim towards investing it somewhere.